Yes.
You had a win on Saturday, and now you're ready to play a game supposed to play 2 weeks ago. So if you could just kind of wrap us up from last week and talk about the challenge ahead this week.
Well, I mean, just good first game. I thought all the way around. It was a good game day. Beautiful day for football, up in the 80s, and that was amazing because the week before it was in the 20s. So I felt good about the weather. I thought the crowd was good. So, it was, as I said before, on radio, I think it was Thursday, me and Paris did. I said, hey, any kind of sports you want to see, just come to Jacksonville this weekend, and we got it. So I think a lot of our fans took in multiple sports because you had basketball going on, baseball, softball, soccer, just everything you could think of was going on. So we was glad to get our first win against a quality opponent. They come off a big win against Austin P the week before. So felt good about the way we played. Carry over from the fall was really good in how we played. So, just excited about this bunch. I told you, they're fun to coach, played extremely hard. Now, do we make some mistakes? Yes, we made a lot of mistakes that we got to clean up and get better from, but we got potentially can have a really good football team. And then going into this week, you got Tennessee State, who's always, a very good football team. They got down early in the game. It's kind of crazy. I mean, the first 3 out of 4 plays, running back at Austin P touches the ball, he scores. So they're down, 3 touchdowns early in the first quarter, and then after that they settled down and played really good. Came all the way back and had the ball at the end with, I think the score was 27-20 with a chance to tie or win the game at the end, with less than 2 minutes left to go. So, we were prepared for them, to play last week. And, just not getting to play that game. You did a lot of work, prep work, but it was kind of hard to tell, about it. So it kind of worked out, I think, favorably for us. And now we've got to see the personnel. They've got a game under the belt. We've got a game under our belt. So, you just couldn't tell a lot about their football team personnel-wise, from looking at tape that was almost 2 years old. So, getting a game on them, be able to see that, I think, really, really helps us, coming into this week playing them. Yeah, not good. He had surgery this week. He's got a high ankle with a break there as well. So, he's going to be a 6 to 8 week guy. May get him back at the tail end of spring, but not no time soon. Hate that for him. He was playing really well. Just hated it for him. He's probably playing his highest level he's ever played at consistently. So, we had some depth at corner, which is a good thing, but you can't get too many of them guys hurt. We've had years before. I remember where we've lost, 5 corners for the year. So, you can eat your depth up there, really quick. And that's one of the positions, I think, just because of nature of position. A lot of balls getting there. They're in on a lot of tackles, a lot of jumping coming down. I mean, those guys get banged up, lower extremities a lot. So it's just kind of unfortunate for Malik, kind of got rolled up on the tackle. And, just unfortunately not good for him.
2 games in a row, 2 games in a row, you are close to 300 yards rushing. And, after looking at it on the film, just – is it just a matter of everything just kind of gelled now, or just what do you make of that?
Well, I think there's much improved. I mean, we're better up front. We're older. We're bigger, stronger. And I think our running backs are running extremely hard. So I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, you can't replace game experience. These guys have got some game experience, and they're only going to get better as we go too. Feel like we're a deep unit up front, offensive line wise, and then we got 3 backs that you can hand the ball to, and they're going to get positive yardage. So that's a good thing. But I feel like we'd have rushed it for a little bit more if we wouldn't turned it over 3 times. So, like I said, just got to keep improving there, and I think we can definitely throw the ball better than what we threw it, Sunday. And I think with a full week of practice, hopefully we'll throw the ball better this week.
200 yard I'm sorry, Mark. The 200-yard games in a row for Uriah West. I guess, can you speak to his development?
Yeah, definitely. It was just so good to see Uriah, I think healthy in the fall. I mean, he had went through the year before where, he had an injury and he played with it and played through it, and he was just kind of hobbled, and that's not a good position to be at and be hobbled. So, to see him, have the recover from that, have the fall that he had, and then now coming into this game rushing for another 100 yards. I mean, he's just a great person. He comes to work every day. He's not by nowhere a high maintenance guy. I mean, he's gonna come in. You will get the same thing out of Uriah day in, day out, and he embraces the grind of practice and getting better, and just loves the game of football, and that's the reason you love to see him play is the passion he plays with. So I think that's kind of coming through of how he runs the ball. And I know one thing: I would not want to be the safety rolling down to make the tackle once he comes through, those first two levels. So I think he's a load to tackle.
Coach Cross, sorry I didn't ask about this last week, but what is Yul Gowdy's situation?
Yule will be back with us, I think, later in the spring. He's got a situation with his knee that he's had ongoing for the last year and a half, and just trying to get him fully well.
And Jemison, the young guy who played some Saturday, what did you think of him in the defense?
I thought for a first game as a true freshman, I think he played really, really well. They caught one deep ball on him, but he was in great position, and I think he's going to get better as they go. But now he practices really hard every day, and that's what you love. You don't see that sometimes, that consistency from a freshman, but he does that, and I think he deserved to start the game on Sunday, and I think he played really well as the game went on. So hopefully, he'll just continue to get better and better.
Your attendance for Sunday's game, sorry, I still keep wanting to say Saturday. Your attendance was really good, about 9,300, which in these days that's a pretty good number. Could you talk about kind of the home crowd and what it meant to you and your guys?
Well, I think it's always great to play at home, and I said this. I thought our student section, or the Southerners and the cheerleaders, everybody just did a great job. Sunday, and I'm like you. I'm having a hard time saying Sunday instead of Saturday, but our loyal fans are going to be there, and I always say this: that core of that 8 to 12,000, it don't matter what the weather's going to be. It don't matter what's going on. They're going to come watch the Gamecocks play football. And so it's always a thank you to that group that's going to come to games. So, and I'm sure as we go, we got 2 more home games. I think you'll probably have to limit the size under the circumstances we're in, but we may go in and open that thing back up. So I think the crowd will get better and better as we go as well. Yeah, both of those guys are doing a good job. Jock punted the last one, punted it really well. Porch, had 3 punts, and one we'd like to not punt that many times, but I thought Porch, besides the one bad one, did pretty good, and our coverage was excellent on all the punts. So we caused one turnover, hit the guy right when he caught it on another one. So I think George Steele as a gunner is doing a really good job, and the rest of those guys on that unit are. Our coverage teams are much improved as well. So, and that's one of the question marks. You asked about one of the question marks we had coming into, I guess, fall, but also definitely spring, because we lost all our other guys, and you got a new guy snapping the ball, and you got a new guy punting the ball. So those 2 guys have got good competition. I say this: you got a chance to get better on your team when you have competition. So they got a battle going on of back and forth in practice every day. So I think that we'll see them get better as the year goes.
Alan Karajic's obviously 10 for 11 on field goals. I know you're happy to see that, but how happy are you to see 6 touchbacks?
Yeah, we was talking about that staff meeting a while ago. To see 6 touchbacks is really good. You look at the percentages overall in football when you start inside the 30. Chances of that team scoring as opposed to outside the 30, it changes dramatically. So for them to be able to start on the 25 is huge for our defense, and having the confidence to do that. So hopefully we'll be able to consistently do that as the year goes. And he's quite a weapon, not only from the field, like you said, from the field goal situation, but for that kickoff spot is huge. We've not had that since I've been here. We've not had anybody consistently can kick it in the end zone. So that's a weapon in itself.
I understand he started kicking late in his high school career. Can you speak about finding him?
Well, you talk about getting better and better. He started kicking, he can tell you, is either January or February before his senior year. So he never kicked a football before. He was a soccer guy, and they come in, got him out for football. He starts kicking, playing around with it, and so nobody knew about him. There was nobody that knew anything about him, and somehow, we got him. He come to our camp, and we kind of found out about him, and he kind of pressed us during the camp. But that year, the camp was, I think, the one or two times he came. I think he came to both of them. It was pouring rain on the specialty, so you couldn't get a real good judge of any of the kicker, snappers, anybody that was there, and. Then we started watching his high school tape, and Coach Kilgore, Coach Rivers, they kept bringing him back to us, going, "Hey, this guy's pretty good. Look at this tape," and nobody's offered him, So, we offered him. And I think some folks kind of got on him late a little bit, like Chattanooga offered him late, and there's a few others offered him, after we had offered him, and they seen the same tape we saw. But if he had been kicking for a couple of years, no way we get him. To me, he's a Power 5 kicker, for sure. He's got an NFL leg. I think if he develops, and I think you'll see him continuing, to get better while he's here, because he's just not had a lot of coaching and work on it. And so I think the more he swings it and gets better, he's going to improve.
Obviously he had the knee going into the FIU game. He was sick all week last week. How eager are you to see him start when he's had a practice?
Relieved. That's how I feel. If he can, we can keep him healthy this week, and he can not be sick, and he gets a full week of practice, I think he's going to be fine. And I think, you see him struggle on Sunday a little bit, with some throws he usually makes. It wasn't really decision making. It was he just missed the throws, and that was a lack of practice. He makes those when he's practicing day in, day out. And he can make any of the throws you want him to make. So I think he's going to get better and better there. And we kind of went into that game knowing he had not practiced, so we limited what we did offensively, to fit kind of where we were and how much he had practiced. So, we'll open it back up this week, and he'll have a full week of practice hopefully, and we can broaden what we're doing. So, but I think he'll be excited to be able to practice. I think a full week too.
The long ball to Russell and then the touchdown pass to Russell, is that kind of example of what it can look like when he's on?
I think so. I definitely believe so. He can throw the ball deep. He had a good little curl route right there to, Russell for the touchdown too. So, I think, he's going to make those turn-back throws, over-the-top throws, your intermediate stuff. So he's got, plenty of arm to do all the things we want him to do.
Anything else, Coach? One last thing, Coach, have you gotten a report on Tennessee State's field?
We'll get out and practice it. We're okay. I'm sure it is not going to be a dry field. I will say that. I don't see, with all the rain that they got the other day, and coming from the snow and the ice to rain, it's supposed to rain more this week. I don't see them being dry at all. So they may not want to come here and play. We got turf, right? All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
It was pretty fun to be out there. My guys, they came to play in, the box. That's where we wanted to be. We had 3 backs that can carry the game, so we did. Zion played great. Our receivers played great. Everybody was blocking, and everybody got their hands dirty. And one thing Coach wanted us to win was the hitting match, and we did. It was a great time.
Uriah, Joe Beverly with the Star. Coach was on earlier. He talked about
It was a little bit of a rough time, you know, coming out of the injury. But, you know, I was in the training room every day, and, you know, all I had to do was just heal up. And, you know, my guys told me they had me, and my teammates helped me out. You know, they helped me through it every day. So, you know, I just kept on pushing, and, you know, here we are now, and I feel great. And that's just one feeling I was just loathing to have.
Remind us what the injury was again, I'm sorry.
It was a turf toe that, you know, kind of led to a broken foot. And, you know, I had the surgery early January of last year.
Coach talked about the passion you play with. Where does that come from?
It comes from the people around me, and, you know, they encourage me, and I keep on pushing. And, you know, I love the game since I was like 5. So, you know, with all of that, you know, building up, you know, that kind of gives me the passion to play.
How is it to see the holes you're seeing now?
It's a sight for sore eyes. I love it. You know, my eyes get big, and I just get in there. That's all I can do to thank my line.
Uriah, could you talk about that one long run you had on Sunday and just kind of take us through the play?
We had just come out of a TV timeout, and, you know, we set up, and they called simple. They called simple inside zone for us, and, you know, I took my steps and read it out through the front door, and the safety was in my way. That was all, and that's all she wrote.
Did you see on that first step that you were going to have a long one to run?
Yes, on the first step, it started to develop, and I was like, that's my route.
Can you take us through your recruitment and how you wound up at JSU?
I spent most of my senior year committed to Liberty University, and actually decommitted on my official visit because, you know, it just didn't feel like a homey place for me. And at that point, I had been talking to Ogle for a little under, like, I think 4 to 5 months, like, constantly. So when I got back to school that Monday, I met him again, and he said, come on down. So I did, and, you know, I got here. Food was great. People were great. Everything was just so good. I just couldn't help but come back. And here I am now.
What did they feed you?
I ate struts. I ate a lot of food. I ate struts, top of the river, classic on Noble. I ate literally every restaurant this place has offered. It was all great.
Was it the wings?
Yes, sir. It was the wings. It was the Southwest egg rolls. I still eat those to this day.
That's my favorite too. Your bio says you major in biology. What's your career plan? What are you getting into?
I want to be a physical therapist, and I want to basically own my own, like, I guess, triplex, you would say. And I wanted to have physical therapy. I wanted to have a surgery center, and I wanted to have a training center. So, like, that people that go through things like the big injuries and stuff, that have a place to just come every day and work and have people around them, you know, going through the same thing they're going through, because you never want to go through it alone.
That have a big role in picking JSU.
Yes, sir. They have a great athletic training program and a physical therapy program that just actually was developed.